Oh wow, okay. Look at that. Looks like I already have two people waiting. Hey y'all. So, Aleva, I need you to turn that down. Last time I'm gonna say that. All right, so I'm back live, and I had to go ahead and close out the previous live that I did um by talking about and introducing the Creatrix and the King's Immersion, I um which I did end up getting to by the end of the previous live video. Um so the live video ended up ending. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish talking about it while I put on my lip gloss. I got this new lip gloss that I'm absolutely in love with, and I can't wait to start my own lip gloss line um soon, because this is something that I wanted to also sell on my Earth Feminine store. But anyway, so the Creatrix and the King's Immersion. It looks like I did not pin um the Creatrix and King's Immersion links into the chat. So I'm gonna pin the Creatrix Immersion into the chat before I continue talking. Paste. Okay. All right. So this is a high level, um, this is a high touch experience. This is not like anything that I've ever offered before. I have offered like a 10K package for all of my courses and coaching with me, but this is gonna be something that's absolutely next level. Aleva, keep it down. She think it's a party. She think it's time to party. It's Friday night. She think it's party time, but it's not party time. um so yes, okay. So as I was speaking on in the previous live video, everything that is required of you to step into your next level and your expansion. This is pretty much the video that I want to do to introduce and invite the people who are um at the level, okay, and ready to step into that next level and that quantum leap via the Creatrix Immersion or the King's Immersion. So I've decided to offer both a feminine avenue and a masculine avenue for these two immersions, mainly because, and this is what I was speaking on close to the end of my previous live, I have had men, right? About 30% of my viewers on this channel are men. I've had men comment, I've had men come into my live chat and ask me questions. I've had men really want to know and learn and say, man, you need to create something for men when it comes to manifestation. And the last man that I had in my chat wanted to know about magic and masculine magic. And I'm like, okay, so the men them, okay, they are interested. And for the men who are absolutely serious, who are already CEOs, leaders, entrepreneurs, and at a certain level of success in their life, I'm going to be offering the King's Immersion. And okay, for the women, this is going to be for women who are wanting to expand into greater wealth, sensual power, emotional magnetism, and divine empire building. So this is more so for women, a sense of freedom. This is women wanting to expand into freedom. Um I want to be clear that I am not the person that you would come to for um a strategy, right? I'm not a strategist, I'm not a surface level coach. Okay. Also, for those of you who are new here and watching me, my name is Esaia the Creatrix. I am the creator of the Creatrix Academy, aka Earth Feminine LLC. Earth Feminine is my YouTube channel. The Creatrix Academy is the place where I create all of my courses, all of my programs, and that's the world of my coaching. And as a coach, I'm not surface level. I'm not a strategist. I consider myself a frequency activator. Okay. And when women and men step into this 25K immersion, they're not just learning, but they're entering into my energetic field. Okay. Where wealth, love, and health and divine power are natural. So I am activating what is already inside of you. Okay. In the Creatrix Immersion, I'm activating women into their billionaire frequency. Okay. I talked about the billionaires energy. We did the billionaire blood moon live video. Y'all think that I'm playing. I'm not playing. I wasn't playing about that. I wasn't playing about that. I wasn't doing that for fun. I mean, I was doing it for fun, and I am playing in a sense because it's fun and this is what I love to do. But I am seriously activating women into their billionaire frequency. So this is a woman's soft power. This is a woman's divine magnetism. This is a woman's highest feminine blueprint. This isn't just mentorship, okay? This is a recoding of how you receive, excuse me, of how you receive money, love, and life itself. This is how you relate to your body. This is how you relate to your health. This is expanding your container in every way, shape, and form. And when you come into the immersion, we are going to be focusing on, I would say, your main focus will be your thing that is most important to you right now, whether that be health, love, money, or your connection to yourself and spirituality. Okay, give me a second. I need to drink something because not trying to sound raspy. So, whether you're already wealthy, okay, you already have the business, um you're already a master at and achieved, or I would say, since this is women, okay, you're already activated in your wealth at a certain level. You might be longing for deeper love, right? Or you're successful, but you're secretly unfulfilled, and there's something going on beneath the surface that you know that you need to address. Okay, that was what it was like when I coached with my last um one-on-one. Actually, she's one of my favorite clients. I love her still to this day. We haven't talked in some time, but she was my first experience and my best experience coaching with a woman who was at that high level caliber. She was already successful. She already was making the money. She was calling, like, making the 25K weeks, the 100K, you know, she was doing her thing, but she was secretly unfulfilled. And there was a connection to herself that just wasn't clicking. There was a magic in herself that she knew she had connection to, but it wasn't aligning. Okay. She was walking around super successful with all these businesses, but she felt this feeling of like guilt, of like, if I do one thing wrong, everything will come crumbling down. She felt this feeling of like somebody was out to get her, and like at any moment, her successes and everything like that can be sabotaged. And that was something that, as we worked together, she found more relief from, because she was centering herself in herself, right? I was teaching her how to center back in herself, back in her truth as the creatrix, as the ultimate power, as the woman who is who is aligned with her highest feminine blueprint. So this isn't just mentorship, it's a recoding of how you receive money, how you receive love and life, okay? So, my work specifically collapses time. That is actually something that she ended up giving me a beautiful review and actually I wouldn't even call it a review, but um she said, Asaya, you collapse time. It's like you've done like it feels like you've done hundreds of years of work within like a couple of hours. And that's what it feels like, okay? When I'm able to really look into you, your life, what is going on, hear you speak, and not just hear what you say, but hear what you're not saying. That is where the real transformation and the real quantum leaps happen. Because those are the things, like I was mentioning in my previous live video, those are the things that you tend to avoid looking at or addressing, okay, because of that fear of the expansion that wants to happen, because of that doubt of you being able to have the expansion. So, my work collapses time. Okay, so when you come into a one on one private mentorship with me, I'm collapsing timelines. What would have taken years or however long you may have thought it would have taken ends up taking a month, ends up taking a couple weeks, a couple months. Okay. The time just shrinks up and you step into your true feminine empire. So I'm guiding women to release false identities, unlock authentic feminine authority, and embody their next level wealth, their next level union, their next level in health, or spiritual meaning in their life, their spiritual self, their connection to their spiritual being. There's so much that honestly you can uncover when you are understanding and learning about your spiritual self. Um and delving deep into your spiritual self. And this is something that I also helped my client with um in discovering who her true spiritual self was. This was allowed her to really understand herself at a deeper level, and that disconnection that she was feeling um that was blocking her in really being satisfied and embracing the next level of her life would bring, okay? So she ended up completely transforming when I during the time that I worked with her. She went from being a little bit over I can't say exactly how much she weighed, but I know she was like a little bit overweight and she ended up turning into like a I'm not a personal trainer, but you know those models, right? She ended up becoming one of like those athletic models. Like I would say within a year of us coaching together ongoing. Um and that was beautiful to see, you know, because she went from a woman who was considered like I don't know if it's called like BBW. I don't know what it is, but she used to call herself that, like BBW, like a big woman or whatever like that, and she completely changed her body. So she was in a whole nother level of confidence. And this all happened from her tuning into her unique feminine blueprint. It wasn't any forcing or struggling, but it was everything was lining up to for her to manifest her desired reality that quickly. Okay. So this immersion, the Creatrix immersion is not about doing more at all. It's not about the next strategy or you know, the next hustle or whatever like that. It's about becoming more. About embracing who you are more. Um and receive more than you've ever allowed yourself to receive. You don't even realize that you've been blocking yourself off to receive. Um that's why the Creatrix Immersion is at the high level tier pricing that it is at. That is why it's a 25K immersion, because the activation is priceless. The level of transformations that I've witnessed, okay, happen for women who e- are in an intimate one-on-one container with me for a certain period of time is honestly astonishing to me. I think I mean, it's really not just me though. It's the women who are coming in and they are co-creating, right? They're co-creating with me. It's me activating the thing that was always inside of you. And yeah, right? Like I activate what's already inside of you. Your billionaire frequency, your divine union blueprint, your true feminine empire. And for the king's immersion would be the masculine empire. But whether it's money, love, or deeper spiritual meaning, my mentorship opens the exact door you've been blocked from stepping through. Okay? This isn't about following someone's formula or hustling harder. So let's get into what the king's immersion is going to be all about, okay? So the king's immersion, let's get into it because I was like, can I do it?
Mama, can I have some more time?
Can I coach men?
Can I have until 11:30 or 11:40?
You can have 30 more minutes. Um so yeah, I was like, can I is is it time? Is it time for me to open the door for men to come in? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it because honestly, this is the work that I do with the men that come into my life anyway. And I think it would be a beautiful experience for a man to actually, because a lot of the times when the healing or when the shifts are happening and they're not requested from me, right? They're not like, oh yeah, Esaia, do this for me. It's mostly just me seeing stuff and then sharing stuff. It doesn't feel as good. So it feels really good for it to be something that I am inviting men into, but also that they are receptive to, because it would make a huge impact. And honestly, a lot of, from what I've seen, for a lot of male coaches, women coaches alike, I don't think any of them are really touching on the spiritual points and um the truths that men today, based off of everything that is going on in the world, actually need to know, learn, and understand. Um, so the King's Immersion for men, okay, is it's not just me mentoring men, okay? This is me activating kings. I am activating kings inside of the King's Immersion, right? Not saying that the men who are coming in are already kings, but this is the next level, okay? Um this is me helping men align with their true masculine empire. So wealth, legacy, and divine partnership with a woman who matches their power, okay? A lot of men literally, when I was channeling the energetics of the men who really needed this work, it is what came up was men who were, number one, looking for a wife. Looking for a wife, looking for legacy wealth, generational wealth, and not just looking for a wife, but a woman who is their energetic match, right? They're a woman who is powerful in her femininity. And um many of the men that are going to join the King's Immersion already have success. But what they crave most is stability and love, emotional depth, or the shift into being fully resourced without carrying it all alone. So, this immersion for the kings, okay, activates your king frequency with for basically you stepping into a leadership that's powerful, okay, because I'm going to go back to this because I have to talk about this. I just feel like so much of what men are learning and being taught, especially by other men, is just not helping society. It's not helping men. It's the blind leading the blind. And men really do need feminine mentorship. I ain't gonna hold you. Um, they really do need feminine mentorship. And remember what I was talking about if you were there for my previous live video that I did when I was talking about magic. And at the end of the part 2, signs men want you to do magic on them, okay? Um, it's important for men to have this matriarchal power in their life. It's what keeps them spiritually protected, it's what keeps them spiritually aligned, it's what keeps them on the right path, it's what keeps them blessed in life, okay? And I'm acknowledging that a lot of men, especially powerful men, wish they had that but don't. Okay? So that's where I'm deciding to step in and extend the invitation, okay? So this is activating your king frequency. It's activating leadership that is powerful, magnetic, and secure inside and out. So, together, we're going to dismantle old resistance. We're going to um, dismantle the old resistance mainly to transformation and what needs to be let go of. There's a lot of men walking around because of the conditioning of society. They're walking around holding on to thought processes about who they are supposed to be as men, especially as it relates to women, that are just wrong. And it's not aligned, okay, with um their soul level divine union partnership, okay, that they're really looking for. So together we're going to dismantle that. We're going to heal the wounds that are keeping you possibly avoidant, okay? Yeah, avoidant or overburdened. This is a pattern that I see so often with powerful men is this avoidant attachment style combined with just overburdening themselves with a bunch of tasks, a bunch of work, maybe overworking, um and you do end up just becoming depressed. You end up becoming unhappy. You end up becoming alcoholics or, having some kind of addictions or whatever like that. Okay. Not always the case, but that is what I have seen. And so, we're going to be healing and working through that and helping you to align with a love life, a financial empire, and a spiritual depth that feels inevitable. So, King's Immersion is not therapy. Okay, neither is the Creatrix Immersion. And I want to highlight that because I mentioned in the live that I just did when you need therapy, it's going to be really hard to do anything because you have huge, huge stuff going on that's not going to allow you to address or confront yourself in the way that you really need to make changes and to expand into that next level, into that feminine empire or that masculine empire. So this isn't therapy and it's also not strategy. Once again, this is a recalibration into who you were born to be as a man, but also as a king. So that's why the King's Immersion is a high level frequency container and immersion. This is a 25K experience. The same thing for the Creatrix Immersion. Um, the Creatrix Immersion is pinned in the comments, and both links are pinned in the description for the Creatrix Immersion and the King's Immersion. Because stepping into your divine legacy as a man is beyond the price. Okay, it's beyond the perceived right. I'm not even gonna call it a cost because it's not a cost. Um, but for these successful men that are going to end up joining the King's Immersion, probably not gonna see it as a cost anyway. Um, so this is what the Creatrix Immersion and the King's Immersion is all about. This is up leveling the feminine energy in my field, in my audience, the masculine energy in my field and in my audience that are already at a certain level of accomplishment or success in their life. And they need that quantum leap into becoming bigger, better, and bolder, and truly aligning with their God self, their goddess self. That is what this immersion is about. Okay. So if you feel the pull, if you know that it's already you, if you're listening to me and you're like, oh, like, yeah, like I could use some, this is what I've been looking for. I want to know more. Right. I understand that these immersions are not going to be for everyone. Okay. 25K experience, one-on-one private mentorship. I don't want to work with everyone. That's why it's high touch and high tier. I only want to work with the people that are my soulmate clients, okay? Are my soulmate people that before you even came here onto this planet, you knew, I knew that we were going to work together, okay? Those are the types of clients that I am ready to receive and help to activate into this next level. So, this is the power of this Aries supermoon, okay? This is what the power of this Aries supermoon is moving us into. Fully aligning with our most authentic selves. Okay? And in doing that, there are things that we got to let go of, there are perspectives that we need to shift. There are changes that need to be made. And by me having the gift of seeing and knowing the unknowable, I can look into your life, I can look into your mind, and I can identify what needs to go, what needs to be shifted, and what needs to be focused on so that things can line up in exactly the way that they are meant to line up for you. It's just all about how well you are actually allowing yourself to be the best and highest version of yourself. So, um, if anybody has any questions, you can comment them or put them in the chat right now. Um, may the beginning of this full moon anchor you, anchor all of us into um deeper into our empire frequency, into our empress frequency as the feminine, into your emperor frequency as the masculine, where receiving is natural, love is divine, and abundance is absolutely inevitable. Okay. So, um, this has been beautiful. I would love to stay on and chat. Um, However, it is getting late. So, um, good night and rest in your expansion tonight. And let's see. I think that's everything that I have to say. So,
Mama,
yes.
Lindsay. Yeah.
All right, my loves.
Can we play?
Yes, my daughter wants to play with me now. So, okay, my loves, y'all have a beautiful rest of your night, and I will talk to you let's see, when is my next live video? On Sunday. So make sure you are ready for Sunday's live video. The topic on Sunday is going to be on, let's see, I believe feminine authenticity. Feminine authenticity. Yes, feminine authenticity, the key to abundance and aligned love. So that's the next live. That's going to be on Sunday afternoon. I will do my best to make it for the afternoon. And then on Monday, we're going to be doing the ritual, okay, for the full moon on Monday. So this is going to be an authenticity ritual for feminine power, love, and wealth under the Aries supermoon. This ritual is going to be put inside of the Creatrix Collective community after I stream it. So if you would like to make sure that you get access to the ritual, make sure you join the Creatrix Collective in my community, the membership community. So the Creatrix Collective level is where my new moon and full moon rituals are going to go. All my other next level rituals are going to be on the inside of the Creatrix Unleashed, which is the higher tier for my membership. So make sure you sign up for that. And yeah, so that's all I gotta say for now. Love you so much. And I will talk to y'all on Sunday. Peace.